Back on another video, and
I'm not gonna tell you what happened, but you don't want to miss it, because it's not gonna
we are playing me some full Blue Out 4.
The attraction was broken
Boo.
into 3 parts. Guests enter the
Blue
Tomorrowland
Out 4.
Interplanetary Convention Center.
Don't know how to
by
print.
video
Okay.
showcasing some upcoming showcases at the center. These are quite humorous. Mission to Mars, History or Hoax, referencing the previous attraction, Mission to Mars, while also taking a shot at NASA truthers. Championship Pet Show, with the tagline, because when it comes to your space tech, what goes down does not come up.
It's disgusting, because you don't know how much germs you have on your fingers.
Then Excess Tech is introduced as the current holder of the convention space. The video has an introduction by the company's
Wait, what I just find?
L.C. Kletch, portrayed by Jeffrey
I have a baseball bat.
That detail
27.
becomes important later.
27.
If something can't be done with excess, then it shouldn't be done at all.
This video is quite eerie, and white noise is pumped into the room to add to the effect. The next area is a demo hosted by a robot named Sir, short for Simulated Intelligence Robotic. He shows the audience an example of excess
It's the same.
teleportation technology, the focus of the main show they're about to see.
No, you may not get out. You're a lucky volunteer.
During the 6 months in between the soft open and the grand opening, some parts of the pre-show were tweaked to be more sinister in an attempt to scare children away before the real horror. This is most likely done in this section. Sir decides to test the technology on a cute alien named Skippy. Sir tells Skippy that he is going to teleport him across the world. This has some pretty gruesome results.
One of the prototypes has begun. Disintegration into molecular components.
How do I open
Here's
you?
the little skipper now. Oh, shut up, Scruffy. You're not burned. You've just got a healthy glow.
Now comes time for the main show, which is
Dang, I can't open it.
Special restraints were added to the Mission to Mars seats that enhance the experience. The restraints lower and a video begins on the screen attached to the Mars. 2 excess tech employees begin to introduce the demonstration, but are interrupted by Clutch, still voiced by Jeffrey Jones, still important later, who claims that he doesn't want to teleport someone in the audience, but instead himself.
Yes, very.
Hello, everyone. I've recalculated our plan. You see, if
Jump,
we bring one of you here,
land,
well,
jump,
just
land,
meet one of you. However, if I
jump,
can afford to do it, I can meet all of you. Taking time, and personally, I'm questions about the wonders that
I want to show you. I found this at Diamond City the first time I ever came there.
for an unforgettable encounter.
Alright,
During the process,
let's power this baby up.
an alien from a foreign planet is transported into the
AGP.
The alien breaks out of the teleportation tube, and the power surge causes the lights to go black. For one,
Are you ready to
Sherry
die?
sounds
Yeah.
visualizing the location of the alien in the dark. Also, water is mixed into the audience to simulate the creature's saliva.
That was
or
easily
exit
too fast. I was like, ew.
as he eats
And
the
just
employees.
killed him
The
immediately.
final main show has some more changes that weren't in the original version. For instance, many audiences didn't realize that the alien had the ability to fly. So
Yeah,
dialogue was
yeah.
added to make it more
Stab you in the neck and then stab you in the neck.
Also, I was going to notice that the audience was screaming.
He's cutting off his shirt, his merch.
And the slide was added.
Yeah.
Quiet! Listen to me, please! Don't scream! If you remain perfectly quiet, it probably won't eat you.
The experience ends with the alien being captured, appearing in the tube one final
Sorry
time
about
before
that,
the
guys.
shield is dedicated in.
Glowing
The
fungi.
spawn and guest exit.
No, 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 no.
Instead of the alien licking you and eating people, Stitch burps in your face. Many fans of Alien Encounter despise this role, and it never became truly popular on the game. In fact, in September 2016, it was announced that the attraction would become seasonal only, as opposed to daily as it had been for 12 years. So
I just saved my own life.
but there are some good guesses. Most fans say the experience was absolutely terrifying, and many guests complained that it was inappropriate for the Magic Kingdom. Also, Lilo and Stitch was a huge hit in
Buddy?
2002, so So the change makes sense from a
They look like little aliens, like, oh. What in the heck?
Perhaps the most
I need to go over here.
is Jeffrey Jones. Yes, now that is important.
Boop.
He stars in the footage throughout the
Boop.
attraction as Fletch. In 2002, 1 year
Boop.
before Alien Encounters closure, Jones was arrested for child
Boop.
pornography and luring and
Boop.
photographing a British boy. This is a huge no-no for Disney. They don't want to involve in sex offenders. This is speculated as one of the reasons. So that is the history of extraterrestrial alien.
Continue.
Click on the
Going more.
interested in learning where the remains of Alien Encounter are today, how I'm going to get them back, and where I will place them.
Pew, 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 pew.
Otherwise, thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe.
Pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. They're not even zombies, they're ghouls. Eesh.
Greetings, I am Kevin Perger, and welcome to the second installment of Defunct. We're back on the same content on this series, with the link. Today we will be attempting to resurrect Disney's 80s teenage nightclub, Videopolis. This venue was opened in Disneyland's Fantasyland from 1985 to 1989, and it was a fairly unique attraction for a Disney park, so let's explore its history. If you remember the last installment, you will recall that when Michael Eisner
Oh, you're freaking on fire.
to appeal to teenagers. At that very same time, an Imagineer named Steve Carroll had coincidentally been developing an idea that would fit Eisner's agenda perfectly. Carroll claims that he wrote his idea for a teenage dance club on the back of a placemat in a Chinese restaurant. And the original concept was a club called Galaxy was located at the Tomorrowland stage.
Max,
However,
we
this
both
was
have
not
two things in
possible as the
common.
Tomorrowland
What?
stage would soon be renovated for Michael
Well, we're both
Jackson's
the last
40th
born
birthday
child, and we
Captain
both
EO.
have our
The
moms.
attraction was renamed to
We both have our moms.
the venue was to be built in Fantasyland just to the back of its small world.
Nice.
This was nicknamed the 100-Day Miracle because of its insanely
Cubo.
fast construction. Carroll claims that the designers had their
Doing.
first meeting on February 14th, 1985, to complete the project in record. The venue officially opened on June 22nd, 1985. Videopolis was essentially a downtown amphitheater. During the day, it would feature a variety of musicals and performances, but at night it would be a hip 80s nightclub featuring an array of video monitors, neon lights, spotlights shooting into the sky, and a 5,000 square foot dance floor, which is a lot from what I understand. The night was hosted by various MCs that showed music videos, and sometimes live musicians would perform for the teenage audiences. These performances included artists such as New Kids on the Block, Janet Jackson, and The Wiggles. Okay, they didn't perform for the teenagers, but they still performed there. Videopolis was also home to a snack bar called Young that served food to the kids. Along with the opening of Videopolis, a new season pass to Disneyland was introduced, allowing guests to enter Disneyland any night after 5 p.m. for only $40 too, which is a bargain. With inflation, that's around $90.
Under a Miley Cyrus's housebreaking stuff.
Compare that to Disneyland's new price of $124 in just one day. An aspect of Videopolis that was never advertised was the amazing view the teenagers had of the nighttime fireworks show. While the Disneyland fireworks show is now complex with a variety of launch sites throughout the park, in the late 80s it was much more localized, and the main launch site was where Mickey's Toontown now stands. This meant the fireworks show was taking place directly above the dance floor, which was an unintended bonus feature to the teen hangout. Also, Videopolis wasn't just a dance club. It also had a short run as a TV show from 1987 to 1989 on the still very young Disney Channel. It was an MTV-esque show that took place on location at Videopolis. It was hosted by a white guy and had a variety of dancing teams, including Mario World,
Sorry.
played by the Velvets. And of course, they would make the non-dancing teams awkwardly interact with big-name celebrities.
Wait a minute, Patrick. Weren't you going to offer Pebbles a guided tour of Videopolis? Especially the dance floor part?
Yeah, sure.
Just in case we lost Pebbles, Patrick wants to dance with you, is that alright?
Yeah, that's great.
The show ended around the time that the dance club closed. So that was Videopolis. While unique for a Disney park, the idea seemed to be, at the time, a direct rip-off of rival park Knott's Berry Farm, Studio K, and Cloud9 teenage nightclubs. These had opened a year prior to Videopolis' opening, and they had basically the exact same concept. This actually caused a cultural revolt in Los Angeles.
You can actually kill birds?
In the late 80s, with the wealthier teens going to Videopolis, while the less fortunate teens failed. The latter, on the other hand, became more and Cloud9 were looked at as much more tubular due to their
Okay,
accessibility.
you asked for it.
It wasn't a Disneyland, which by design emits an aura of maturity.
You die now.
Another social issue that Videopolis found itself involved in research.
Pow! Oh god.
This is kind of a weird issue for a few reasons. First, in 1980, two 19-year-olds were forced to leave Disney because they were engaged in, quote, homosexuality. They sued, and 4 years later, the court agreed that their rights were being infringed upon by the park. At first, it seemed that this meant that gay couples would be allowed to show affection at the happiest place on Earth. However, Disney claimed after the case that they were still allowed to ban same-sex dancing, and that the precedent set by the decision only applied to the two men in it, which is just crazy. Then things got even weirder, because in 1980, when Videopolis opened, they dropped the ban on same-sex dancing, but it wasn't because of the court case. When asked about Disney representative, their interpretation of the court case was correct.
Can't do anything without them killing me.
Then things got even weirder because Disney explained the reasoning for not allowing same-sex couples to dance in the first place, and that it was not necessarily because some of the guests were homophobic, but instead that they, quote, didn't want to have two women dancing and have some guy go out and prostitute, which sounds like a little crap because it is in fact a very crap. However, Disney reaffirmed that the only reason same-sex dancing was allowed was because teenagers in Minneapolis might want to dance in groups of the same sex if they are too shy to find a partner. So in short, Videopolis accidentally totally neutrality. After the nightclub aspect of Videopolis closed in 1989, it was turned into a daytime-only attraction for the already running Whispers of Buzz. It was renamed the Fantasyland Theater in 1995 after, I assume, someone from the marketing department noted that there was nothing video about Videopolis. Then in 2013, possibly the biggest change came to the theater space. The title Fantasyland Theater was changed to Fantasyland Theater. So not much has changed from Videopolis besides the theme. So why was it closed? There are a couple different reasons that the teen club concept might have been dropped. First, Disney officials closed it to celebrate Disneyland's 35th anniversary with a special production. And at the time of its closure, they told news outlets that Videopolis would likely be open, which of course it didn't. It is possible that the success of the full-time production space was the reason for its permanent closure. Another reason for its closure would be the fact that it was always second to Knott's Berry Farm's teen clubs, and interest in Videopolis was dwindling. Towards the end of its run, it wasn't packing in the crowds like it used to, and there's nothing more awkward than being on a near-empty 5,000 square foot dance floor in the middle of Disneyland. Perhaps the most likely reason for its closure is the increase in gang violence due to Videopolis. This is a problem that Studio K and Cloud9 also faced. Essentially, gangs would meet at these amusement parks and would often get into altercations with other gangs. Some believe that the gangs were attracted to the innocence of Disney, and their presence led to a brawl in the Disneyland parking lot in 1987. That fight ended in the murder of a 13-year-old girl, and it was only the second murder in the park's history at the time.
We've already seen this one.
On a side note, there is a Videopolis still open in Disneyland Paris, and it was intended to have a nighttime club as well, but it was scrapped due to lack of interest by the public, so it serves the same purpose as Fantasyland Theater. So that is the history of Videopolis. Click on the link below if you're interested in finding out where the remains of Videopolis are today, how I'm going to get them back, and where I will place it in Defunctland. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe.
That's offending babies.
Salutations, my name is Kevin Perjurer, and welcome to another edition in Defunctland. For background/context on this series, please visit thepurge.com with the link below. Today we will be attempting to resurrect our first non-Disney attraction, Jaws the Ride, that operated in Universal Studios Florida from 1990 to 2012. This is also our first viewer-suggested addition to the park, so thank you to Cinematic Psycho Productions for the comment. To all of you Disney fanatics that don't care about Universal Studios, stick with me, because there will be plenty of Disney history to read throughout the story. So let's get into it. In the mid-1960s, Universal, who at the time was owned by multimedia company MCA, completely refurbished the Universal Studios tour, creating the beginning of Universal Studios Hollywood as we know it today. This put them in direct competition with other LA-based amusement park, Disneyland. As Universal Studios Hollywood continued to add additions to their park, including a Jaws encounter during the studio tour, MCA kept a close eye on Disney. When word got around that Disney was planning on operating a new theme park in Florida, MCA followed closely behind, with a new studio tour in Orlando in an attempt to attract some of the tourists that would be traveling to Walt Disney. This began the ongoing feud between Universal Studios and Disney. I won't dive
Save the
fully into
babies.
feud as
Save
I would
baby
touch
cat's
on the
life.
history of future defunct land attractions, but just to give you an idea, yeah, they're basically the same thing. So Disney MGM Studios began construction in 1985, obviously angering Universal as Disney had copied many aspects of their plan and already existing park. However, luckily for Universal and MCA, they had recently found a developer for the Orlando park. They had also found a creative partner, Steven Spielberg. That's right. If you've watched the first episode of Defunctland, you'll remember that George Lucas was heavily involved in the development of attractions for Disney at this time. And if you don't already know, George Lucas and Steven Spielberg are very close friends, who found themselves in competition with one another in the late 1980s due to this feud. Universal decided not to make their Orlando park the same as their Hollywood Grand Tour out of fear of being accused of copying Disney. They decided to instead focus more on film-based attractions such as Confrontation and Jaws the Ride. The creative head of Universal Studios Florida was former Disney Imagineer and Steven Spielberg's college roommate, Peter Alexander. Universal had no experience creating epic attractions like Disney's, so the management was worried about the concept of the Florida park. Alexander spearheaded the ride, and Ride and Show Engineering agreed to produce it. The first version of the ride cost $30 million to make in 1980, which factoring in inflation, yeah, it was expensive, and the results were interesting. The original ride took guests
God, my
on a
voice
steam
sucks.
captained by an employee who would guide the then shockingly,
I almost died.
Shark! 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 Shark!
The shark would then stalk you for the rest of the ride, even appearing in the boathouse that you're hiding out in. In the first version of the ride, at one point, the robot shark would actually take a bite out of the boat and attempt to spin it. This would have been amazing, except for it almost never worked correctly. Like the robot made for the movie Jaws, the Jaws ride sharks experienced a variety of problems. First, sometimes the robot shark would not lunge out of the water to grab the boat. Second, if it did, the robot's shark teeth would sometimes damage the boat because for some reason they used real shark teeth. In the finale of the original ride, the skipper would shoot the shark with a grenade launcher. It would then explode and chunks of shark would fly out of the water. They would fly out of a small air cannon and then would be filtered back in and recirculated. The sharks were guided by computers and could swim at 20 feet per second. It was an impressive ride, but did it work as they had planned? No. The answer is no.
As we stroll through the streets of Amity, this little New England village seems like any seaside resort in summer. Young men thronging around the shooting gallery, people basking in the sun, crowds taking photographs of a great white shark. A great white shark. But this is a movie set, and this is where Jaws turns an elemental field of water into screaming terror. But today the sea is calm. It's a good day for a boat ride.
Disney MGM Studios opened on May 1st, 1989, and a year later, Universal Studios Florida opened on June 7th, 1990. Opening day was a star-studded event. Celebrities such as Sylvester Stallone, Steven Spielberg, and Bill Cosby were in attendance. The opening was a huge success for people that like to watch everything go wrong.
I hope this counts. It's a lot thicker than we rehearsed with.
The power went out just hours before the opening. Many of the attraction's automation systems weren't operating, and Jaws had to shut down due to a thunderstorm after a few hours of operation. Steven Spielberg was rumored to be stuck on the ride during this time. The following few days of opening did not go much better. Jaws was still not operating correctly. One skipper was quoted as saying, "Imagine explosions over there." These problems would continue with the ride. At times, Universal would inform guests in the morning that Jaws would not be open that day, regardless of whether it was or not. Universal tried to stay positive about the ride, but it became apparent that it wasn't operating properly. On top of this, they would be faced with a lawsuit, as during one voyage, a guest fell off the boat and into the water with Jaws. He was on a family trip with his children that were obviously mortified that their father would be eaten. Worse, he fell in one of the 10 feet deep areas where the sharks are held. The other areas of the ride were only 4 feet deep. If you haven't figured it out already, this means that he was incredibly close to the mechanics of the ride. He even recalled that the shark was swimming right toward him. When the employees managed to get him back on the boat, the other guests clapped, thinking it was all just part of the show. He sued Universal for $1 million. This, along with the fact that the ride shut down almost daily, helped Universal come to the conclusion that it was time to drastically change the ride. The original version of Jaws closed after only 2.5 months of operation. It is safe to say that Universal and MCA were mad. They sued Ride and Show Engineering for not designing the ride properly. Ride and Show claimed that their handiwork was not at fault, and that Universal did not give them enough time. Ride and Show even said that they were looking forward to the case, so that they could prove that Universal messed up and not them. They later settled out of court, with Ride and Show commenting, "Basically, Universal didn't have any experience with a ride like this. If we had built something like this for Disneyland, Disneyland maintenance would have taken it over and made it work." Oh no, they didn't. Universal was now determined to get Jaws operating correctly as soon as possible, and after more delays and more problems, they finally settled on a 1993 opening date. They hired Totally Fun Company to redesign the ride, a company started by Peter Alexander. They also hired a variety of contractors to complete the many different aspects of the attraction to ensure that it was done correctly the second time around. The new story incorporated elements from both Jaws and Jaws 2. In the new ride, the
Shark! 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 Shark!
would not bite the boat or be blown to pieces, but there would instead be a gas explosion, and the shark would be killed after it hit a high-voltage wire, such as in the end of Jaws 2. This was Peter Alexander's final suggestion before he left the project to go to the other end of the park and produce shows for Nickelodeon Studios. The fire scene would have to be impressive, and the pyrotechnics testing it purposefully designed it so that the guests could feel the heat without getting burned. They definitely accomplished this, as guests regularly complained that they had been burned by the fire, mostly by those that had already had sunburns from a day at the park. The main issue with the original attraction was that the water made it difficult for the robot sharks to go from a complete standstill to lunging out of the water. Universal decided to hire Oceaneer International, a company specializing in products that assist in deep-sea exploration, to build the sharks. They were able to accomplish this, although the detail on the sharks does not match that of the original attraction. But who cares about details if you can't see them because the ride is always closed? An interesting aspect of the remodeling was the testing phase, because in order to view changes made to the attraction, technicians would have to take a round trip on the boat as they could not go in reverse. This means that they were taking trip after trip through the ride to witness minor changes. With all of these contractors on board and $40 million later, Universal was able to complete the second version of the attraction for a soft opening in 1993, using the term technical rehearsals until 1994.
We're definitely in hot water now. No survivors. And you thought this only happened in the movies. That's what I thought. So catch Josh at Universal Studios. One ride and you're hooked.
So the final version of the attraction went like this. As you waited in line, you were taken through the boathouses of Amity, including TV screens playing WJWS-13. It had a lot of different programming with numerous references to the film and other movies as well. Once you were done waiting in line, you board one of Captain Jake's boats with the sailboat to tour the island of Amity. You take off with your tour guide explaining the shark attacks of 1974 that were later turned into a hit movie. They also point out the houses of some of the characters of the Jaws movies, until suddenly they get a call of distress from Amity 3. The skipper tries to see what is going on and finds Amity 3 sinking. Then the guests see
Shark! 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 Shark!
the skipper pulls out the grenade launcher, not realizing that it is actually loaded at first, and fires at the monster, missing. The skipper misses a second time before hiding in a boathouse to wait for Chief Brody. The shark tries to break in, and the skipper struggles to escape, but does just in time. Chief Brody tells the skipper that he'll be there in 10 minutes. The skipper replies with the now famous line, "We'll be shark bait in 10 minutes," which doesn't actually make sense, since technically they're already shark bait. Anyways, the shark comes back and the skipper misses with the grenade launcher once again, this time accidentally igniting a nearby gas dock. The skipper then explains that they are going to unload the guests onto a fishing dock in an attempt to save them. However, the shark appears once again, but this time it accidentally bites down on a high-voltage power cable, frying it. The guests smell the roasted shark, and it makes one final lunge for the boat, but the skipper is able to kill it with the grenade launcher. Everyone cheers as they are returned safely to Amity. All in all, the shark appears 5 times on the starboard side and only twice on the port side, so you were luckier to be placed on the starboard side. So that was Jaws the Ride, but hold on because its history is not over just yet. A few notable events took place with the ride after its second release. First, every year the attraction was drained, and the Department of Environmental Protection was tipped that oil and other toxins from the ride were being irresponsibly disposed of, which essentially just meant that they had to change their fuel type and do a lot of paperwork. In 2004, hurricanes caused gas prices to increase in Florida to the point that it was too expensive to operate the Jaws ride, thus causing it to be open only infrequently and seasonally from 2005 to 2007. Also, the attraction was refurbished constantly to ensure that the ride operated correctly. So why was it closed? Unlike other Defunctland entries, this one is pretty simple. Harry Potter. The franchise was going to do...
How do I exit out?
Attendance numbers, and Jaws was replaced with the Diagon Alley.
I forget how I
Harry
exit out of
Potter
this
and
thing.
Escape from Gringotts. While the attraction at Universal is gone, there is still a Jaws operating at Universal Studios Japan, and a short scene during the tram tour is still operating in Hollywood. So that is the history of Jaws the Ride. There are a few more interesting
Oh yeah, that's how.
that I decided was
I need to figure out.
If you'd like to read more on Jaws, visit the links below. One is
Transfer.
ThemeParkTourist.com, which is where I got the majority of my research for extraterrestrial and Jaws, and the other is to a Reddit AMA by a skipper who worked on the ride. I recommend checking both of these out. As always, to learn more about where the remains of Jaws are today, how I'm going to get them back, and where I will place them in Defunctland, please visit thepurge.com with the link below. Otherwise, thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe.
Right now at Germain Lexus, we're hosting our annual final sale. This week only, we're negotiating for you and marking each vehicle on the lot with the absolute lowest price we can take. It'll never be easier, and prices just can't get any lower. The final sale right now at Germain Lexus.
Hola, my name is Kevin Perjurer, and welcome to another installment in Defunctland. For background/context on this series, please visit thepurge.com with the link below. Today we will not be examining the history of an attraction, but instead the icons of Disney's Hollywood Studios. There have been 2 main icons throughout the park's history, both of which have been removed, so let's talk about them. Disney's Hollywood Studios, then called Disney MGM Studios, opened
So
on
this is what it looks like without the things.
This is a reference to the golden age of Hollywood, and was conceived by Michael Eisner and friends. If you remember
I'm gonna have to exit out of this thing.
Jaws the Ride, then you know that the park heavily drew inspiration from Universal Studios Hollywood.
This looks
In
weird.
doing so, Disney
Transfer.
constructed operating studio lots at the Florida park. They also decided to add a symbol of Disney's original Burbank studio.
Why can't I transfer you guys?
The original Disney Studios water tower was standard for
I
backdrops
can't
in the early 1900s, as spires were
transfer
quite common
them.
in wooden movie sets. Disney MGM Studios water tower had a large pair of Mickey ears on top of it, and so it was named the Earful Tower. Get it, like the Eiffel Tower. Despite being a water tower, the tower never actually held any
store.
water. This shared the marketing space of Disney MGM Studios with the Great Movie Ride, a dark ride and full-scale recreation of Hollywood Boulevard's Chinese theater. This was originally the centerpiece of Disney MGM Studios, with the Earful Tower being the park's official icon. All of that changed in 2001 with the addition of the Sorcerer's Hat in the center of the park. The Sorcerer's Hat is
Oh my god! I'm gonna need my phone.
featured in Disney's Fantasia. The Sorcerer's Hat was added to celebrate Disney's 100 years.
Well, I don't know how to explain it exactly.
Of Walt Disney. During this time, kiosks were placed under the hat, informing guests on Walt's life, but these were removed in 2003. After that, the Sorcerer's Hat functioned as a stage for short-form shows and events and a gift shop. The Sorcerer's Hat was a huge hit with children who didn't know any better. For everyone else, not so much. The Sorcerer's Hat blocked the view of the Chinese theater and obstructed the aesthetics of Hollywood Boulevard. It developed what I will refer to as a cult of followers, in that very select group of people had strong negative feelings about its addition. It does make sense that it would become the park's icon, as it is located in the center of the park, as is Cinderella's castle, Spaceship Lake, and the Tree of Life. However, those displeased with it were happy in 2014 when Disney announced its removal, which began in 2015.
It's time to clean this place up.
In 2016, the Eiffel Tower would also be removed, leaving Disney's
I was
Hollywood
talking
Studios without an icon,
to this.
although the Chinese Theater and the Tower of Terror are used interchangeably for now. So why were they removed? Well, the Eiffel Tower was removed to make way for Hollywood Studios' brand new Toy Story Land, which from what I have researched is just a bunch of Toy Story themed attractions currently at Hong Kong Disneyland.
We're not allowed to touch them.
It does live on, however, as there is still the original Burbank water.
We're not supposed to touch them!
Disneyland Paris. As for the Sorcerer's
Why?
closure is pretty obvious. It just didn't fit.
Put him back how he was! Don't ever touch them! You could. This is the only time you could touch them. From putting them back, cause you cannot literally touch them.
I assume that thing is made of very heavy metal. Perhaps the Sorcerer's Hat would have found a larger fan base had its original design been implemented. The initial plan for the Sorcerer's Hat was to be built outside the park, twice as big, with 2 Ferris wheels as ears and an art gallery entrance. Who knows, maybe that crazy idea could have saved it from demolition. So that is the history of the Sorcerer's Hat and Eiffel Tower. For info on the possible remains of the Eiffel Tower and which icon will be placed into Defunctland Park, please visit the If you haven't been following the links or reading the purge, you might have missed the announcement of the first section of Defunctland entitled Encounterland.
I said I know.
For attractions that feature a specific thing or things that the audience gets to see up close, such as alien encounter and
yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to exit out of this.
As I continually update the remains of attractions as I reach.
I'm trying to exit.
I found this for sale online from Alien Encounter. Anyways, as always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to share, comment, and subscribe.